What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Strength Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute upper body focused Kinstretch class. Today's class is really going to focus on all the areas that may not get as much attention or love as we should give to them. So, really looking at our cervical spine, our linear spine, so that would be our cat-cow movement, and then we're going to go into our elbows and wrists. So, we're going to start with the full upper body car sequence, and then we're just going to move right into some more specific spine work. So let's just start in a collapsing position. Take those fists down to the floor. So think if you can make it, take the fist right down on the ground. If you'd rather be up in a tumbling position, we can go here, palms open. We just want to make sure we continue to reach down through the floor, and then we kind of stay out of that shrug position that a lot of people like to come into as we move our cervical spine. So we'll just be locked in, ribs down, core is engaged, chin to my chest. Think chin to collarbone. Rotate, ear goes over the shoulder, chin to the sky, come all the way over the top, ear over the other shoulder, drop the chin, rotate through. Let's do one more time, go to the right, super slow, go at your own speed, try to go as big as possible, circle if you can, rotate, ear goes over the shoulder, drop the chin, now rotate through. We're going to go back the other way, just re-engage, core brace. Chin to collarbone, ear comes over the shoulder, slowly over the top, ear over my right shoulder, drop the chin, and come through. We got one more time here, just try to draw the biggest possible circle. Now you've got a marker attached to that chin, and we're just trying to draw smooth little lines here. Chin to collarbone, rotate through. Now I'm going to go into my T-spine. We're going to grab a block if you have one. We're going to go with a wide, tall kneeling position. So we're going to kick the block in its wide position, squeeze that block with those legs, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, and then I'm going to wrap my body with my arms. Just take my chin to my chest, and I'm just going to fold as far as I can into flexion before my hips want to hinge backwards, right? So I don't want to move anything from about ribs down. I just want to lock in, chin stays down. The whole time, I'm going to flex forward as far as I can go before my hips want to unlock. And then I'll rotate to my right as far as I can go through that stretch on my left side. I'm going to flex to my right as far as I can. Stand back one vertebra at a time, get tall. Now we're in the center here. I'm going to rotate, flex, pull those elbows in, and through. We got one more time. Rotate, flex, then lift that chest, get tall as possible, keeping that chin in the chest. Rotate, flex, rotate around, back to my start position. I'm going to go to the left. If you want to switch your arms, you certainly can, you don't have to. Just kind of change things up. It might feel kind of odd to go the other way. It may mean that we need to spend more time there. Rotate left, stretch on the right, flex left, and one vertebra at a time, get tall. I'm going to rotate, flex, elbows pull in, back to the center. One more time. Rotate, flex, and get tall one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. So go from the side so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm tucked, glutes are tight, ribs are down, body stays engaged. From there, I'm just going to think protract, release those shoulder blades forward, shrug, retract, and pull down on those shoulder blades. So 2 more times there. We got protraction, elevation, retraction, and depression. We got one more time. Try to draw a big, clean circle. Try to keep everything nice and still. Ribs stay down, core stays tight, glutes are tight. And now I'm just going to reverse. So you're going to want to kind of hit your 4 corners, but make sure you draw a nice, big, clean circle with the shoulder blade so that I know that I'm hitting all those edges of that rotation. From there, so I'm just going to retract, shrug, protract, press. 2 more, retract, shrug, protract, press, last time, retract, keep retracting as I shrug, keep shrugging, as I protract, keep protracting as I depress, and retract. Very good. We'll right into our shoulder bars. So actually, continue to hold that block. We're gonna make it a little bit more challenging. We're gonna add a little resistance here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that block, inside of my block, and just be right on the inside of my knee. So from there, I'm gonna press my left hand right into that block, right knee, right into the block. I got good tension, abductor and arm, ribs are down, my left glute is nice and tight. From there, because it's gonna be a little bit more challenging, so we're gonna come up and across from here into our shoulder cars. So the normal shoulder cars with rotation, just knowing that we're starting it a little bit more linear and then coming into rotation. So from there, I will extend back, come as high as possible, reach, rotate around, come down across the body, keep that contraction, the hand into the block, and come down. From there, we'll just come up over that leg, and then adduct. Over, we're going 2 reps here. Ribs stay down, tension stays in that block, into the inside of that knee. Down, retract, rotate, keep that elbow locked out. Turn that hand over, bicep crosses the face. Down, and through, and we'll switch. So we'll go left knee up, right knee down, right glute is tucked, nice and tight. From there, I'll take right hand into the block. Block goes right into the inside of my left knee, and my left hand out. So keep this tension driving in, knee drives out. Sorry, knee drives in, hand drives in, glute tight, ribs are down. From there, adduct, keep full body tension, nice and slow, max out that rotation of your shoulder, back my hand touches my side, extend that arm, rotate over the top, keep the rest of that body still, bicep crosses my face, hand turns over, down, and through. My hand is facing out now. One more time, reset that tension if you have to. Maintain that tension throughout the full course of the shoulder rotation. Get to that flexion end, and then I will rotate, right? So not just my hand, whole arm, right? Bicep, everything is rotating into internal rotation. Now I come back to my side. Thumb goes high into extension. Maintain that tension, keep squeezing, over the top, and come down. Very good, those are 2 shoulder cars. Now we will go into, you can go into collapse together, you go into tonga, you go into standing, whatever you prefer, whatever is most comfortable. From there we should go into some elbow cars. Get these warmed up here, so I'm going to inside my elbows around my ribs. From there I will curl up, rotate those hands away from me, really work that rotation. Turn the hands out, supination, pronation, come down here. Inside my elbows, stay on my ribs with a slight bend in those elbows. Curl up again, supinate, pronate, come down, we'll stay right here, inside my elbows on my ribs. From there, we'll just a reverse curl. Turn those hands out as much as I possibly can. And come down. Pronate, curl, supinate, and extend. From there, we're going to go right to a 90-degree position. Let's make fists with those hands, and then we're going to keep those elbows right on the ribs. We're just going to rotate, pronation, supination. Let's go 5 reps. These are just elbow capsule bars at 90 degrees. Just get those elbows nice and warmed up. 3, pronate, supinate. 1 more, 4 or 5. Right there, so keep those fists. Curl up, squeeze those biceps, squeeze those shoulders, make sure everything stays still. Same thing here, 1. We're gonna go 5 reps each way. Squeeze those biceps. Make them burn, here we go, 2. 3, stay tight. Keep squeezing those arms into those biceps. Got 2 more. 4. Last 1. 5. Very good. So that was our elbow cars with some capsule cars here, right? So we're gonna do the same thing for the wrist. We're gonna go hands into my elbow, right on my ribcage, palms up. We're gonna go one hand at a time. Just gonna extend, come out, come up and squeeze that wrist, out or in, extend, out. One more time, up, in, back here. Going back to my start. Go in, flex, out, down, in, flex, out, down. Switch sides. Even though we're sitting in a collapsed in position, still want to maintain that core tension, still everything nice and tight, nice and still, so we can really focus on as much tension, as much movement and focus into that wrist and ball. And then I'm just going to extend, out, flex, in, down, out, up. Really squeeze out as much rotation as you can. Every single rep from there. I'm just going to reverse. Come up, out, down, in, up, out, down. Okay, from there, just like we did with the elbow, you want to come as tall now you can. If you want to stand from there, we're just going to go right into a double arm wrist car with a closed fist. So from there, we're just going to do the same thing. Elbows right on my ribs, fists come together, right? So pinkies towards the midline. Extend, come out, and flex. So it may feel different now. One, because we're in a fisted position now versus a open palm position. But two, now we're moving at the same time. Now we're back into flexion, out, extend. Really just use your focus. Try to keep those insides of your forearms straight up and down. Keep a nice closed fist. And flex and squeeze. Shake them out. So it's one thing you can also use tennis balls for, or you can even put your arm, say like on the bottom of like a yoga block here, where now we're focused really just on that one at a time and really blocking it forearm straight up and down. So from there, for the last one of our cars routine, we're going to go into our cat-cow position, or more of our linear spine. So from there, you're just going to have this position just like this. So you're going to be locked in, go up into flexion, as much flexion as I possibly can. So I'm going to tuck that tailbone underneath. I'm going to make sure that I stay nice and flexed as long as possible until I work into the extension for that individual, that specific vertebrae. So from there, flexed, tucked. I'm just going to drop to the side with the tailbone, one vertebrae at a time, all the way up. As I work into extension, make sure the rest of my spine stays flexed until it's that individual vertebrae's turn. Extend all the way to cervical spine. Make sure we continue to press away from the floor. Make sure we're not squeezing our shoulder blade. Press all the way up. From there, tuck. Continue to work up back to the cervical spine. Starting at the tailbone both times. All the way back up. Breathe. Back up all the way into our cat position. Back into flexion. We got one more time each direction. Keep kind of tuck that tailbone, round up that lumbar spine. Untuck the tailbone. Work all the way back. Extension. Just move your way up. Super slow. Go at your own speed. One vertebra at a time. Continue to breathe, especially at the end. Big exhale. Squeeze out a little bit more if you can. Keep pressing away from the floor. Start at the tailbone again. Flex all the way back. One vertebrae. Nice and slow. flexion. And relax. Okay, so let's go back to our cervical spine. Now that we've done all of our full spine routine, I'm gonna go back to cervical spine and then really just do some what's called half cars and just axial. So we're just gonna go back here. Shoulders are locked in, hands are down my sides. I'm just gonna work into my first rotation. Chin to collarbone. Chin comes down. Chin to left collarbone. 2 more each way. Right collarbone. Left collarbone. We got 1 more time. Hold down, squeeze those shoulders. Right. And left. And here, I'm just gonna stay chin on left collarbone. I'm going to laterally flex and extend. So from here, coming up, here goes over the right shoulder, right back to the left. Same thing, just for the last second half of the rep. So we're just here over the left shoulder, chin to sky. Now here goes over the right shoulder. We go 1 more time and twice. Now back over the top, shoulders go locked. Here over left. To the sky, you're over right. Now we'll just rotate all the way through. So a little bit extra cervical spine work that you can definitely throw in anytime you feel like just need a little bit more love in that cervical spine area. Just always making sure you're going nice and slow, just taking your time, really not trying to speed through these reps. From there, let's just go right into our some elbow pills and rails. So for the elbow pills and rails, you want to take 1 block. Sit on the block sideways, or if it's more comfortable, you can certainly take 2 blocks. We just want to make sure you're in a comfortable position. If that, if the collapse ever kind of bothers your knees at all or anything like that. So I'm just going to sit on them just because I have them available, and really the focus is going to be on the elbow and not the knees or not the hips. So I'm going to be from this position here. I take my hand and I'm just going to rotate my hand into supination. So from there, my hand will just be rotating out. So I'm going to keep my forearm straight up and down. I'm going to rotate into supination there. And there I'm just going to hold and breathe. So if you want to wrap your hand under a little bit more, that just gives you more leverage. You just want to think I'm rotating that forearm so that the palm faces out. So we're just going to go, normally we go for about a 2-minute stretch for the pills and rails here. We're not going to go quite that long, just so we can get both elbows in and some wrist work. So from there, from this position, we're not going to go yet. I'll just kind of come to pills and rails. Pills, I'm rotating into the resistance of the hand, right? So my left hand is not going to allow my hand to rotate, but I'm trying to rotate into pronation. Build that up for 10, max effort 10. Rails, hand stays here, and now I'm trying to actively rotate into more supination for 15 seconds. It's going to be 1 round. We'll go immediately into pronation, and then we will switch sides. So from there, hand is over, take a breath in, brace the core, and then start driving into pronation, so you're trying to turn your hands in. So from there, I'm just going to build that up for 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort drive to 9, 8, 7, make sure that rotation is coming from the elbow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rotate supination. Try to rotate more, not just the hand, but the whole forearm rotates and go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Check it out if you need to. So really just, even though it looks like the hand is what's rotating, but the hand is just connected to the forearms that is connected to the elbow. So we're just trying to work that rotation of these bones in that elbow joint. From there, I'm going to pronation. From there, this is one, if you work at a desk, work at a computer, you spend a lot of time in this pronate position. You could get those kind of cranky elbows, those dolphin's elbow, tennis elbow. A lot of times what happens from those positions, or definitely playing golf and tennis, you don't have enough rotation for the task that is being required. So you just want to work these rotations here. So inside of my elbow, grab my ribs, shoulders are locked in, take my hand over the top, and then just like I did with supination, I'm going to guide it into a more pronated position. And wherever you want to grab from, whether it's the wrist, whether it's your forearm, if you want to grab it, come from the top here. Whatever allows you to feel like you can get more rotation there. Inside of the elbow is locked in. Body's nice and tight. And then from there, let's just take a breath in. Brace. Full body tension, and then start to rotate into the resistance of the hand as if I was trying to rotate into supination. I'm rotating and feeling that contraction for 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. Try it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rails, hand stays still, and now I'm just trying to actively rotate into more pronation. So I'm trying to take that hand and turn it in more. Keep going, max effort, even though it's the elbow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Just go right into some capsule cars. Use these cards right after our pillows and rails, just so we can upload new information through the nervous system, or hitting save on the document. You want to think of it, even though the brain's not like a computer, we do want to be able to use the motion that we just created, right? So the cars really allow us to do that. So from there, I'm just going to go right into my supination on the other arm. Rotate that hand out, so we use that hand. Pails, I'm driving in. Rails, I'm trying to rotate out. Breathe. I'm going to go one set, pails and rails on each side, and we'll finish with some wrist extension, and we'll call it a day. So from there, if you want to just rotate more there, if you want to just the position of the hand, it'll just be kind of dependent on what you feel like you need. You can definitely kind of grip under and pull out more, which will make sure everything else stays nice and still. From there, take a breath in, brace, and start rotating out into the resistance, or into the resistance of the hand, building that 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, and 100% effort. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to rotate, 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 rotate out. Hand rotates out. Keep that hand there, but now just try to rotate that palm out into more supination. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out for a second. Very good. Now we'll go right into what's called our pronation. So this hand there, right? So I'm here, palm is over, and I'm just using this hand to grab it over the top, grab it here. I just want whatever I can do so I can get more pronation of the elbow, not just rotation of the hand, right? Just want to grab it from the forearm. Everything else in the body stays still. And there, we're just going to breathe, relaxing a little bit more pronation. Elbows takes the practice in terms of getting where we want to feel it, where we want to get the rotation from. And the more you do it, the more you practice it, the better it's going to get. Okay, so put that in. Full body tension, and now we're just trying to grab, rotate the hand out into the distance of the hand. So we're going to go there, there, whatever allows you to get more control. We're going to just rotate, so we're just building that up to 30%, 40, 50, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. Drive out 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to pronate more. So we're trying to rotate that thumb in, whole hand, whole elbow, whole forearm turns in. And we're trying to pronate more, get more, get more. Squeeze it, squeeze it. Every rest of the body stay still. Keep trying to rotate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake it out, and then let's go right into some elbow capsule cars. So this has been earlier in class. We're just going to pronate, supinate, pronate, supinate. We got 3 more. Just really working the rotation of that elbow in the capsule here. We got 1 more. Rotate in, pronation, squeeze, supination, and squeeze. Very good. Now let's go right into some real quick wrist extension, pills, and rails. People tend not to have enough wrist extensions when we do at the same time. So I'm just going to go from here, both hands will be flat, and then I'm just going to walk my body up over my wrists and find my passive end range of wrist extension. So I would be just like this, and then I'm just trying to find my passive end range here. So what we want to do, what we want to make sure is that we don't have any closing angle pain or pinching kind of on the front side of this wrist here. If you do, so if you find it kind of here, just kind of come out of it to where it's no longer painful, and then you'll just do your pails and rails from the position that it's not painful. You don't want to go into or through any pain. We can always work around it. We can always work kind of before that pain starts, and over time you'll be able to push it a little bit further. But for now, find where your best, greatest, safest pain-free range is, which is one set of pails and rails. So my pails, I'm driving my hand down into the floor, like I'm trying to step on a gas pedal, throw that contraction up for 10 seconds, back step up another 10. Rails, I'm trying to extend more actively, right? So kind of pull, not just the fingers, but the whole palm off the ground. So in this position here, if you get closing angle pinch, just go from there, pails, rails to try to contract the top side of that forearm. If you do not have any closing angle pinch, as you do your rails, you can also lean forward, getting yourself deeper into that stretch position. So take a breath, full body contraction, brace, and then start driving hands into the floor and stepping on the gas pedal with those at 10, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80%, 90%, and 100% as they drive down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Now try to pull the whole hand off of this floor by trying to extend that wrist more through the top side of that forearm working. Now if you don't have any closing and pinch or pain, you can also just rock yourself forward deeper into that stretch. Maximum effort. Let's keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax the tension, and then just sink down deeper and come out of that slowly. A lot of times with the wrist, you gotta give it a little love before it kind of comes back to life. So from there, let's just do 2 wrist carves each direction. Extend. Very nice. That was a 30-minute upper body Kinstretch focus class. So that class is a little bit different as we really kind of got into areas that people tend not to spend enough time in, which was more of the specific cervical spine stuff, and then some elbow and some wrist work. So thank you for joining me in today's class, and I hope to see you at the next one.